One small step for man, one giant step for mankind. This is a phenomenal movie, folks.
What are the chances you're not coming back?
4,
Those kids, they don't have a father anymore.
3,
So you're gonna sit the boys down
2,
and you're gonna prepare them for the fact you might not ever come home.
1.
All right, everyone, welcome to our review for First Man. This is going to be a great change of pace from our Venom review, which was an absolutely terrible movie. Let's go over our cast real quick. We've got Ryan Gosling playing, of course, Neil Armstrong. Claire Foy, bless Claire Foy in this movie. She is playing his wife, Janet. Jason Clarke playing Ed White, astronaut. Kyle Chandler. Bro, Kyle Chandler is out of his mind right now. He is in his prime. Corey Stoll, Buzz Aldrin. You might know him from House of Cards and some other things recently. He's also on the come up. So, amazing cast, star-studded, can't go wrong. There's really no bad performances in this movie. I love them all. Something you need to know about First Man is some of the trailers might make it seem like it's this big, epic space movie. I saw a trailer for it recently before seeing A Star is Born, and that trailer was more exciting than this movie was. That doesn't mean this movie is bad. No. What you need to know going into First Man is that this is a slow, deliberate character drama. I don't know if, I certainly didn't expect this going in. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. I just knew it was space. It had Ryan Gosling, Damien Chazelle directing. I'm in. But this movie is about Armstrong. It's not necessarily all about the mission. It is about him dealing with some family issues, him dealing with some personal issues. The very beginning of the movie is very heavy, very emotionally heavy. Tears will be falling at the beginning of this movie. You need to get through this emotional buildup at the beginning to get to some payoffs at the end. I've heard some people say they fell asleep. Some people said they were bored watching this movie. It's certainly not for everyone, but if you can get through the beginning, because it's a little under 2.5 hours long. It's a long movie, but if you can get through the first part, if you can ingest the beginning, it really pays off down the road. So I think just go in with that understanding. Let's talk about some performances. Gosling is good. Gosling is amazing. Is it his best? I don't know if it is his best. Armstrong in this movie is a very quiet, methodical, intelligent man. He keeps a lot to himself. He's very focused on the mission. That's a big part of this movie. Is he more focused on getting to the moon than he is dealing with his family and some things that have happened in his past? That's a big part of this movie. So Gosling plays a very quiet, to himself Armstrong, which might put some people off. Some people might think he's not even acting. He's just sitting there being Ryan Gosling. The standout in this film is Claire Foy. If there's anything you need to see this movie for, it is Claire Foy. This girl better get nominated for this role. She knocks it out of the park as Janet Armstrong. She really is, you could argue she is almost as much of a main character as Gosling in this movie. Neil just kind of he never asks permission. He is set on this mission. He is set on doing these things, and he doesn't really think about how it's impacting his wife at home. All of the astronauts that are in this Apollo program, they all live in like the same neighborhood, and so all their wives are dealing with similar things. They're all wondering, is my husband gonna survive? Will my kids grow up without a father? All these type of issues and problems. And Claire Foy, man, she's phenomenal. We have Jason Clarke. He is Ed White, which is one of the astronauts that was in the program with Neil. Jason Clarke is underappreciated. I loved him in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and that was like his last major leading role. He's been getting all these side gigs. I mean, I guess he was the leading man in Winchester, but that was a terrible horror movie. He keeps getting these side gigs, and someone out there needs to give Jason Clarke his due. He deserves it at this point. We have Kyle Chandler. Kyle Chandler he's killing it right now. If you watch him in King Kong, which came out like 10 years ago, the dude looks the man does not age. He's in the new Godzilla movie coming out. The dude is in his prime right now. Keep an eye out for Kyle Chandler. Let's move on to Damien Chazelle. He is the director. You might also know him from Whiplash and La La Land, two phenomenal movies. A lot of people were wondering, can Chazelle pull off the drama? Can he do a biopic like this? And Chazelle knocks it out of the park, as always. Because a big part of this movie, you know how it ends. We all know that they got to the moon. He has to build up tension in these moments. When you think you know the outcome, and I mean, you do know the outcome, you still are on the edge of your seat. You're still wondering, like, oh, are they going to make it through this? What's going to happen? The moon segments, I saw this in Dolby Cinema IMAX. Moon segments are shot in IMAX, and boy, are they phenomenal. There's probably a solid 5 minutes of just dead silence, and we're just going around the moon in IMAX, and might be some of the best 5 minutes I've spent in a theater this year, let me tell you. Justin Hurwitz did the music in this movie. He also did the music for La La Land and Whiplash. I knew it was him. I didn't know before going in. He has this piano segment in there while they're on the moon, and I just knew this sounds just like something that'd be in La La Land. But it fits the tone. It's not it's not like, jazzy stuff. It fits the tone. It's phenomenal. Him and Chazelle are just like an inseparable combo. This movie is going to be a little divisive. A lot of people might go in thinking it is one thing and coming out not realizing they sat through a 140-minute drama that is really more about Neil than it is the mission getting to the moon. It's not this big political rah-rah like, yes, America got to the moon. No, it's not that at all. It is secretly like an indie film hidden inside like a blockbuster budget film. You should go see this movie. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a phenomenal movie. Deep emotional performances, fantastic work from Chazelle, specifically Claire Foy does a phenomenal job. All that together, I'm going to say you need to go see this movie in the theater. Try to see it in IMAX if possible, specifically for those moon scenes. Just beautiful. 9 out of 10, First Man, go see it. Stay around for some more reviews. We've got A Star is Born coming up and Bad Times at the El Royale, but go see First Man. Thanks.
The vehicle's not safe.
We need to fail. We need to fail down here so we don't fail up there.
Please let the light